Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. This is DANNYB and it's time to get you all squared up and caught up before we get ready to go to Talladega Superspeedway for this weekend's race. This is DANNYB Needs a Minute and let's discuss everything that you need to know before we go to Talladega. First of all, let's discuss some great paint scheme news going on in the world of NASCAR. So the first one to talk about is a little bit for 2020 involving Kyle Busch and Interstate batteries. We have seen so far just a little sneak preview of what may be his 2020 Interstate batteries car, and it's safe to say that those zebra stripes that everyone has said they haven't liked for many years, well, that's going away in favor of what appears to be maybe a little bit of a callback to their old Lightning paint scheme. What I see so far, I really like. I always did like the Lightning car for Interstate batteries, and it looks like it may just be back. And now let's talk about a paint scheme that almost happened, as Noah Gragson just a few weeks ago announced on Twitter that he was almost going to run a throwback to Travis Pastrana at Darlington, and honestly now that I see this one, I'm kind of disappointed it didn't happen. Maybe it can happen again next year. And now let's talk about a few cool paint schemes that I've seen that we'll be seeing this weekend at Talladega. First one is Matt DiBenedetto. We know that Barstool Sports will be a sponsor for this race, but they have a very special one bite pizza car for this one. You know, Dave Portnoy has his famous series where he goes out to different places and tries the pizza. Well, now there's a whole car for it. Another car you're going to see this weekend at Talladega will be Chase Elliott in the Napa Night Vision LED lamps car. And what I really love about this one is the fact that it uses the green and the LED in this paint scheme, and this green just so happens to go really nice with the Monster Contingency logos. I really do like the way this car looks, and it's going to look pretty good out on the track. His teammate Alex Bowman will also feature a very unique paint scheme this weekend, with Amazon Echo Auto being on board with Nationwide this weekend. Fun fact, so far in this playoffs, he's actually done pretty good when he's had a unique and different paint scheme on the car so far. The only other race he really didn't do good was maybe Richmond, and he had the regular Nationwide car, so is that a good sign? We'll see. And also running a very unique paint scheme this weekend will be Ty Dillon, as he'll be running a throwback paint scheme to Richard Childress' car from the first Talladega race in 1969. I like the way this one looks. It's nice and clean, and it even uses some of the same contingency logos that you normally see at the Darlington throwback race. This should look pretty good, or maybe he'll even give it a strong run. And that'll do it for some paint scheme news from right now, but here, let's talk about some news in case you missed it. No need to be surprised here. We did find out a week ago where Tyler Reddick will be at next year, as he will be moving up to Richard Childress Racing's Cup Series team in the number 8 car with Daniel Hemrick leaving. We also found out a little bit more clarity about what's going to be happening with the ARCA series and the K&N series for 2020. It will now be 4 championship series across 3 regional divisions, the ARCA East, the ARCA West, and the ARCA National Series, and there will be a 10-race combined showdown. Big news for Stewart-Haas Racing this week, as we found out that Rodney Childress has confirmed that he has signed a multi-year extension with the team, and he will be the crew chief for the number 4 team for the foreseeable future. Now, in some fun late model division news, we actually found out that the short track US Nationals will be returning to Bristol Motor Speedway once again in 2020. This is an awesome event. I've been fortunate enough to go to it one time, and I highly recommend that anyone go check it out if you have the opportunity. Keeping the trend going with some late model racing news, we actually found out some unique news from the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway for their All-American 400 coming up in November. They have officially received the youngest registry for this event. At only 13 years old, Jake Garcia from Monroe, Georgia will be competing in this year's event. Good luck to the young man. This is a great accomplishment so early in his racing career. In case you missed it, NASCAR driver Bubba Wallace was actually on the Dale Jr. download this week, and he revealed some intimate details about his battle with depression and the divorce of his parents. This is something I definitely recommend you go ahead and listen to. This right here is something that for a while we could all publicly see that Bubba Wallace was dealing with something serious, and yeah, I think it's great for him to open up to everybody about it. Going off the earlier news I shared about what's going to be happening with the ARCA Racing Series, we did find out some cool news. They will actually be going to Mid-Ohio next year as part of their schedule. That's pretty cool. A lot of people don't really think it was a necessary move, but at the same time, it's always cool to see more racing at more tracks. On Tuesday, October 8th, we got a small glimpse at what would be the next generation of NASCAR race car, as they were doing a private test at Richmond Raceway. Austin Dillon did give us a small glimpse at what they were dealing with, and my goodness, you can see some big changes right from the get-go. The engine looks a lot different. These tires look so much different. I'm not quite sure if that's going to be the actual rims that they use on these cars, but The debate is on already of what they think about this car. I'm more interested to see what is this going to look like when the actual manufacturers go onto it, and what will these cars look like with paint schemes on it. But more importantly, everyone's always wondering, how are these cars going to race? I guess we'll just have to wait and see. And of course, before we go to this weekend's race, we need to discuss what is the weather going to be like. So again, it is time for DANNYB weather, once again brought to you by our friends over at Footy. Remember guys, you can click the link down below and shop for your footy, and make sure to use the code DANNYB for free shipping when you order your footy. Thank you again, Footy, for taking care of DANNYB weather. So on Friday at Talladega, we will be seeing mostly sunny skies with a high of 86 degrees and a low of 61 with a 10% chance of precipitation. However, on Saturday, we will see a 30% chance of precipitation with some morning showers predicted and only a high of 71 degrees and a low of 45 degrees. I suggest if you're there for the Truck Series race, you may want to have a sweatshirt just in case. Then on Sunday, I'll be going to Talladega and we'll be seeing partly cloudy skies with a 10% chance of precipitation and a high of 77 degrees and a low of 54. I may have a sweatshirt for the morning, but I may not need it towards the end of the race. And that's your weather for Talladega. Should be pretty good racing weather, and I look forward to seeing how it's gonna do. And that's gonna do it for this week's episode of DANNYB Needs a Minute. Thank you all so much for coming by and listening to my stories about NASCAR for the week, and I look forward to seeing you next week as I discuss everything that happened at Talladega, and I may even share some stories of what I experienced down there. So until then, I hope you guys have a great day, and bye guys.